Welcome to the Whitetail Legacy Podcast.
And we get the back view of him. And I mean, it's just a mega.
52 yards is a long shot. Magnum PI, what we named him. No idea.
Just a magnum.
Yeah, just a magnum.
Come on, cam last year. We said probably 150, mid 150.
Yeah.
Same doe from the morning come out with that 9-pointer.
Here steps out this 90-inch 8-pointer. You're like,
I'm like, okay, well, there's still a buck back there grunting.
Yeah.
And then out steps like another 90-inch 8-pointer. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm like, deer right there.
Yeah, like
and he's
30
already
yards.
30 yards.
Yeah.
He was literally 5 yards from the base of the tree. Could have been had a buck down at 1:40 in the afternoon, back there deep on public. 3 does come out pretty early. It was like 245, 24-yard shot, sent the combat veteran, and I tell you what, man, dude, it just smoked. We always get so jacked up when the other person kills. It's just almost like we got it done.
Yeah. And when you killed that doe, I was like, hell yeah, man.
And we come down here to Missouri.
I asked Comey one more time. I'm like, is it a good buck? And he goes, yeah, real good, solid buck. I'm like, all right, boom. And the deer just drops for sure. Super special to me.
Whitetail Legacy Podcast, bringing you back to the hunt and leaving a legacy. Baller Rut.
My grandpa's farm has always been a special place. From the thick timber to the grassy bottoms, this was his ground, every inch of it. Something he'd worked for his whole life to own. So every rifle season, I'd drive down to Missouri and spend some time hunting on the farm with him. On the way down, I always began to remember my hunts from the past. The buck on the big 40, the backyard buck, the buck behind the pond, and in every one, and in every memory, my grandpa was right there with me. When we arrive, I know my grandpa will fire up that old mule, we'll throw our stands in the back, and it's time to drive down that old gravel road. Pointing through the gate hole, he's reliving those same memories, saying, "You remember the shot you put on that 12-pointer? Man, that was an old buck." We're both thinking, wow, what a great hunt. Then it's time to decide where to set up. Me and my grandpa will talk it out, and after a while, we'll decide on something. There really isn't a bad spot on the farm, he always says. And year after year, I've come to find out that this is true.
All right, we're out here day before rifle season. Got the stand hung. We're in a spot I've never hunted on the farm. Gonna move a stand for my grandpa now. We like to do that when we get down here. He can't move these big double man stands, so gonna move a stand and be in here in the morning for an all day set. See what happens. We're gonna pack some of grandma's goodies and see how long we can set.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty good buck.
I think it is too. Second. Alright guys, the cameraman has become the hunter. Cody got it done here about 10 minutes into the hunt. I just barely was set up all the way and he got it done. Pulled the old switcherooski and we're gonna see what comes through here. We set this up yesterday morning and that buck did exactly what we thought they would, so we got a lot of time left this morning and
We're gonna see what comes through here. Maybe another one can read the script just like that.
All right, well, had a real good hunt this morning. This open a rifle from Missouri down here on my family farm. We set up in this corner kind of on a pinch. We got ag to our south, and we expected the deer to be coming off the ag and coming up here and bedding, and that's exactly what this joker did real early. We got a real stellar buck down about 60 yards. Shot him real good, just dropped him, so we're gonna walk up there right now and check him out.
It hits you as you walk up to your buck. Another memory made on your grandpa's farm. Another story that you and your grandpa will share. The buck on the corner, as we called it. My grandpa was right. There really isn't a bad spot on the farm. As you notch that tag, a feeling of accomplishment comes over you. What you've set out to do, you have achieved. The hunt and the trip have been a success. But there is no better feeling than your grandpa saying, "I'm proud of you, son. You made a clean and ethical shot on a great buck. You're gonna have a hard time beating this one." Getting to see the pure passion he has for whitetail deer and this ground is something I will never forget. The time spent in just a few minutes telling him the hunt is my favorite part. The glow in his eyes when he sees me be successful is something I strive for when I see others be successful. He's putting in all the work on the plots, the cameras, all the stands. He just lets me come down and hunt. He'd rather see me be successful than himself, something I will never take for granted. And as we ride up that hill, it's back to the same thing. Remember that 8-pointer I killed out in the plot? Man, that was an adventure. Just like that buck, I know this memory will be in our hearts forever. I couldn't count the amount of deer this skinning tree has seen, but I can remember the most important ones. And that's the one that my grandpa was right there beside me, telling me about the story of another deer on this same tree. All in all, I have fallen in love with this small piece of dirt. My grandpa always says, it ain't much, but it's mine. He worked his whole life to own this ground, and he chooses to share with me. That's why I will always be proud to come back and hunt my roots.
If you would like to hear more about this hunt or hunts from all across the country, including our fan favorite Legends of the Woods series, be sure to check out our podcast on these following platforms: YouTube, Google Play, iTunes, TuneIn, Radio Public, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, radio.com, SoundCloud, and Deezer.